5 years ago on Intuition to Income. And it was one of those like instant soul sister connections. Like we just knew each other from another lifetime for sure. And so I'm just so happy she's here today. Her name is Deborah Larson, and she has one of the most brilliant lights and just true inspiration to help people step into their purpose and their light and really live their best life. So, what better guest than to have her on today, because she's just going to illuminate our souls. So, Deborah, welcome. Is there anything else you want to share with our audience today?
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I feel so blessed to be here with you today. Really, honestly, our friendship and this conversation, I think, is hopefully going to enlighten so many people to really step into their abundance and seeing some of the light that is still going on, even through some of the challenges that we're happening
Experiencing.
with with the world. I haven't had a full cup of coffee yet, so.
I have. It's all good, but I forgot the cream. It ran out. Oh my goodness.
So if I fumble on my words, you guys, you can fill in
the We got you. We got you. You know, the other thing, Deb, I know we got to talk a little bit yesterday offline, and we talked about be you and thrive. And I just love those words because I feel like, really when we become more of who we are, we're thriving. And that thriving is what attracts other people to us and allows us to live our purpose. So I would love for you to share about that program and that philosophy of how you're really coaching people to open up to their gifts and their purpose, how they do it, right? And then in essence are thriving.
Yeah, you bet, you bet. So we're opening up something brand new for that starts in January, and it's so exciting. And the reason being is because this has actually been in the works since Abby and I met so long ago, but it's morphed into something so beautiful. And Be You and Thrive is really about peeling back the layers to who you are and your truth and doing things in a way that is in alignment with, your heart and your soul. And I know that that can sound like, oh, fluffy and beautiful, but this is really, truly why you're meant to be here on earth and to express yourself, not from this place of being imprinted upon, and that's what happens is when you're younger and all these other lifetimes ago, if you believe in that and your ancestral lineage, we get imprinted upon. And all of a sudden, what ends up happening is we're working from this non-self place. And I really found out that, oh my goodness, I've already been using this in my business work, my purpose work with all my awakening entrepreneurs. But what about all those other people out there that are going through this shift right now? And they're just feeling like there's something else out there for them. And that's part of peeling back the layer. And then what we do is we're going even further to kind of get yourself out of your own way and understand and connect with that you don't have to go out there and seek something outside of yourself. It's all right here. And so all we have to do is tap into that, peel back the layers to this part of you that feels good, that feels right. Even the quirkiness, right? Even all the goofy things.
Here's some quirkiness for you. So last night in the middle of the night, I kept getting this image of a wizard, and I was like, what is this? And so the wizard was pointing to a treasure chest, and it was like, all the gifts are inside of you. So it's so funny that that's what you're saying, because it's like, it was like, kind of showing us where to go with this today, because it is all within. And I guess my question for you, Deb, is what have you found is one of the best ways to tap into that, to access that? Because it is within us. We do become the vibration, and then it does attract. But how do you tap into your intuition and to those innate gifts within you?
Okay, so remind me of the two parts when I get there. So first of all, Abby and I are so connected. I was actually thinking last night, this is how funny we are. I was thinking of if people just acted like life was the yellow brick road, meaning that you take these twists and these turns, and sometimes you're going to get into, sometimes you're going to be in the poppy field sleeping, and sometimes, life is going to bring you excitement or things that you're not, looking for. And I was actually thinking of that last night. So here she's bringing up the wizard, and it cracks me up because life is a treasure chest. It is taking those twists and turns and being open and aware to everything that is going on. So there's not a good and there's not a bad. There just is. And when you look at that, and you can actually stand back and be really curious. So to answer your question, first of all, I'm going to do it backwards. First of all, if something comes up that is really difficult and kind of in your face and it doesn't feel good, just take a step back for a moment and look at it almost from this bird's eye view, right? And go, what is this all about? What is this here to teach me? What can I connect with here? What are the gifts in this? And then move forward from there and ask for that divine guidance, right? It's all around us. Ask, ask, ask. I use divine guidance for every single thing. I mean, before we started this call, I'm like, fill up the room.
Okay.
I'm like, I can use all the help I can get. And the thing is, it's not something outside of me that I'm looking for. It's all within. And if I keep saying that, it's just because so much of us are looking outside of ourselves. So a few ways, there's so many ways to tap into the intuitive side of us, especially for those of you that question what is coming to you, because it can come in so many different ways. I feel it, I hear it, I see it. So I get it from all different ways. It's like a two-way radio for me. But like Abby and I were talking about before the show, going, okay, how did we even meet? It was during a time that I was second guessing all the information that was coming to me. So I used it with my business clients, right? I used the mindset, I used my intuition to help guide them, but I never put it out there in public. Oh my gosh, people are going to think I'm crazy. I worked so hard to be known as this businesswoman, and now I'm like, oh, well, here I am. And so that's this really fun, cool place that you don't even have to go get it. It's already there for you to have. And anything that is, down the road, we can pull that into the now. So I think that is key to tapping into your intuition is bringing yourself to right now, like right now, and just really center yourself. And one of the ways that you can do that, one of my mentors taught me this, and she's just so beautiful, is just actually feeling the roots like a tree, right? Like roots coming out your feet and your perineum. So you got your core and your feet, and feel those roots go into Mother Earth and just go down, down, down. And when you get to the core of Mother Earth, you'll see like whatever feels or sees, or you'll hear it, whatever feels good to you. But like I'll see a crystal, and I'll allow my roots to wrap around that and bring that energy back up into me. So say you're in a situation that you want to bring yourself back to center, even if you're right in front of somebody, just take a couple deep breaths. Just as I'm looking at you right now, I'm feeling the roots go out my feet, and I can be looking at you and breathing into that. Nobody knows I'm doing anything. The other thing, as hard as this can be for some people that are go, 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 we're not meant to, be chaotic in our lives. So it doesn't mean that some of us, there's all different types of body types and personality types. And some of us have more energy than others, but we're still meant to be centered and peaceful and grounded, even if we have a ton of energy. A ton of energy to do, a ton of energy to manifest. But for those people, sometimes we think that, and I say we because I'm very much in that generator do mode, that if we can just bring it back by 20 minutes of meditation, and even better, 20 minutes in the morning, especially right now with all the energy that is going on in the world and in the universe, 20 minutes in the morning and 20 minutes in the evening. Um, you know, use a seed word or something. Just find one. Yeah, if you can get it from a master teacher like yourself or me or something, great. But use a word to keep you focused on that. And if you start to drift off, yes, it's okay. Just bring it back in. It's fine. And then the other way is something that you and I really connect with is get out in nature. Get out in nature. Go for that walk. Go for that run. Um, maybe at some point leave your iPod or your, music at home, but music's great too. So don't, yeah, I love music. It gets you in a whole nother place. But at one point, just like focus on the trees, focus on the water. Okay. Abby and I are beach girls. We love the water, even though it's a little bit colder here in Seattle than it is in California. I could use some California weather, but we both love the beach, and that there's nothing better than being by the water. That's a whole meditative state too. So do what you can with what you have. I know a lot of people are quarantined at the moment, and even if you can just get outside and breathe in that fresh air, whatever the weather is, bundle up, do what you can, but you got to get that fresh air into your body. And that's going to bring your focus and ground your intuition, or ground it. It's going to help you connect. And there's so many other ways too, calling in your angels and your master guides and all of that. We could go on and on. That's like a whole teaching in itself. But just do that. Ask for the help. Ask for it, and don't be shy. And don't be shy to ask as much as you want. And it's really, really going to help during this time, and then catapult you into a whole new place of being and showing up differently in life.
Yeah,
I don't know if you want to add to that. There's so much.
Yeah, I love what you said. And I think just some simple steps to connect. So knowing that all these vibrations are in you. So
Yeah.
the other thing, it's funny, a
Mm.
lot came through last night. And I just kept saying the mantra, I am the light I am. I am the light, I am the light, I am, right? So to access the light and then to drop into truth within you. So, what happens when you recognize yourself as the light, as the truth, it starts to illuminate all of, let's say, the darker energies or lower frequencies into the
Yeah.
light, and you can actually move into those higher states of, bliss and joy and love and all these different vibrations,
Yeah.
because everything is in you, but it's moving into alignment with you, like you said, be you and thrive, right? So the
Yeah.
alignment with you, it's always going to be with love. It's always going to be in light. So, and those of you who continue to watch this show, I mean, it's really three simple steps of connecting to your intuition. You bring your awareness from your head to your heart to your gut, right?
Yeah.
And
Heaven
so,
on earth. Just bring it together. Yeah.
yeah.
Beautiful.
So you're in this place of light and love. And so when vibrations or things come your way, you can greet them, right? Like from your centered, rooted place, and then open to the expanse, the gift, and then move into those higher vibrations, right? But it's almost like we can't push things away. We can welcome them and transform them, right? And we can say
Yeah.
no to things, right?
Yeah.
But it's like to actually move into that higher place of truth and light within, it
Yeah.
has the ability to transform.
And that's why I love looking at things with curiosity, almost like a child would, with curiosity and openness,
Mm.
even if it's really hard, right? Even if it's really, really difficult. And, you know, um, we're not immune to difficulties in this household. We're going through something right now where my husband is shifting in his career. And I'm like, wow, you know what? We're on, this is a time for us to come together as one. and look at the gift in this instead of going, oh my gosh, we're going into retirement. And wait a minute, what's going to happen with that? All of that, like that happens. We're normal, we're human beings.
Yeah.
So be in the 3D for a moment. Okay, lean into that for a moment, feel the pain. And then, and so many people say, don't, avoid the pain. No, feel it, lean into that, cry if you need to, feel the pain, feel the loss and the grief for some of those. My heart just goes out to you if there's a lot of loss and pain going on. Feel into that, but then put yourself in this other place, like, what was I meant to learn from this? What can I take away? Where are the gifts in this? And when you can get to that place, that's when divine guidance comes in. That's when all your guides and your angels and your loved ones from the light are going to come in. You'll be able to start feeling it, and it'll show up in ways that you're like, wow, what was that? And even I'm like, oh, wait a minute, that was, I was supposed to pay attention to that. I'm like, wait, reverse. And so that's why I'm saying, just pay attention, be aware, bring it into the now, open up with childlike curiosity, because we're all going through a change right now. The whole entire world, the whole earth, Mother Earth, it has shifted, and she is stepping into change and beauty, and all of us are too. And it's going to bring us all together in a really cohesive, beautiful way. But we have to go through some of the pain and the cleaning up. Abby, is that a good word? The cleaning up, the getting away with what's no longer serving us. Help me out here.
Like vacuum away what is dirty and doesn't serve you anymore. Like cleaning your house. And there's something else that was coming through when you were talking. What is the shift inspiring you to do, and who is it inspiring you to become? Right? Because you're letting go of certain things, cleaning the house, right? And it's
why are you doing this even? Yeah. Do you need to do this? Right? Right? Like, how much, just let's bring it into practicality for a second for some of those that need that. How much are we doing that we really don't need to do, and we're fighting against it? That whole, but I have to, I should, and Abby and I were talking about, part of my business. I'm not doing away with it. It's there for people that need it and that will get so much goodness out of it. But guess what? We're shifting into this whole beautiful place that I had to allow that energy to come in. And so we don't get rid of or let go of or put it in its proper place to allow the newness to come through in all areas of our life, right? I think that's really big right now.
Yeah. So, when I started my company in the intuitive success coaching process, I remember, and really just my company, everything is rooted in the foundation of love. So anything that you build on love will stay. Yes. Anything that is not will most likely crumble. So notice what's happening in our world, maybe in relationships, maybe in health. What is crumbling away because it's actually not aligned with love as its foundation? Because the things that are aligned with love, they are in harmony. Like, I can feel what you're saying at the end of this, like, shift. There's a new coming together where things are in love and harmony. And it's because the cleaning up, the letting go of what wasn't in harmony and what wasn't in love, power, manipulation, control, whatever those vibrations are out, right? But actually causing the uncomfortable shift to then wake up. Like, literally last night, I kid you not, I passed a license plate that said, like, wake you up. And, there's something that keeps coming up that I'm having a hard time letting go of. And it's like, hello, are you getting the lesson? Because until you get it, we're going to, like, keep waking you up.
So in your face.
I just love that, Deb. Like, the love and the harmony, like, I feel that so strong. Like, I mean, you and I mean, it could go months or years we don't talk. And then because there's such a foundation of love, it's like, bam, right?
Yeah.
So there is no time in the sense that whatever you're truly creating and rooting in love will stay. Like my business has been like 14 years, right? It's in love, it's pure
Yes.
love.
Yes.
So, and in relationships, like so many, right? So, like, I don't know if you want to expand on that, but there's so much to be said. Like, what is your heart, the alignment of your heart, the light? I am the light that I am, the truth that I am, moving in alignment with you, and then creating from that foundation, activating that within you, and watching what comes into your world
Yeah.
and what kind of leaves, right?
Well, and the interesting part about what you're saying is well, twofold. Um, one, anything that you're bringing into the now has already happened. It's already occurred. It's already in your future timeline. You just need to bring it forward. And what you said is perfect. How you bring that forward is by getting back to the center of your heart, because everything comes from here. So if there's some crazy icky stuff that you're not in alignment with, right? Because some of us need to set up some boundaries. I'm not talking harsh boundaries, but we need to set up some boundaries in our life, right? So we're not totally crossing over that, and other people aren't crossing over that this way, so we can come from this place of our heart. And once we start to stand in that truth, and that's when we're talking about the whole be you and thrive, and we're talking you in a big way. It doesn't mean that we're just focused on us, but I believe that any wealth, any abundance starts from the inside out. So when we can tap into this and what makes us feel good, and we start showing up in life that way, we're going to attract and bring into us that which is already waiting for us to come in. And then it'll start happening faster. And the stuff that isn't aligned, like you said, will just fall away so easily and effortlessly. And I would love to give another example here. We got caught up in the whole 2008, 2009 recession. And what we're going through right now is so much bigger than that, like by thousandfold. But at that time, that was a big part of my story is, we were building our dream house. We had our retirement set. This is back in 2008, right? And within a 6-month period, actually back then, my husband had lost his job. I was in real estate at that time, not a real estate agent, but we had some investments. We were building our dream house. We had so many miscarriages. We had like 13 miscarriages at that point. I mean, really intense stuff. Talk about looking at stuff from a place of the heart, right? So this is just it was such a big part of my story. Well, guess what? That turning point, and I actually have something for all of your listeners that's just such a beautiful gift that came from this time in my life. That turning point from going down that rabbit hole is what I call it, getting sucked down in that lower vibration. Hubby and I, we were getting separated because nothing was working, right? Once we showed up authentic, and what that means to me is here's all of me, the good, the bad, the beautiful, the ugly, all of it. Here you go. I'm a hot mess. Take me. We're all hot messes. That's why we're here, to just see that beauty and that light and that gorgeousness that's within every single one of us. There is nothing wrong with us. And when we work from that heart place that Abby's talking about, oh my gosh, you start to see that. You're like, yes, this is my life. This is so cool. And it's crazy and it's fun and it's weird and it's okay. And the shifting point was when I stepped into looking at all the abundance, all the magnificent gorgeousness that was surrounded me, even though we had just lost our house, our cars, our houses, all the toys. And that was such a huge lesson. So guess what? Coming into this time period, when I looked at this shift in my husband's job, even though we're okay this time and it's much different, but it didn't matter in my mindset. All those fears came bubbling up from the past, right? So there was an hour, I was a hot mess. I was like, oh my gosh, I was crying. I was like scared. I was in fear mode. And then I just woke up. I'm like, oh my gosh, how much gorgeousness, how many gifts are in this. And our hearts just came together. I'm like, oh, we're strong people and we're not in this by ourselves. We're surrounded by such divine goodness and nature and everything. So we went for a walk on the beach, literally came back and went, okay, we're open to what comes next. And then all these gifts started flowing in. And it doesn't mean it's going to be easy, right, Abby?
I mean, you're looking at me because it hasn't always been easy for me.
No, I don't mean it like that, but it just, we
No.
understand that, right?
So here's what I want to say is I've had some really challenging times, but also some very easy times.
Exactly.
I think because everything, this is what's coming, prepares you.
Yeah.
Even if it feels challenging, there is some reason. And sometimes it almost brings tears to my eyes because sometimes I'm like, I don't really know, right? At a conscious, like you said, like your
Yes.
conscious mind, right? But intuitively, like even just that sneak peek into what we can feel coming in the future, it's like it's reorchestrating. Everything needs to come into love and harmony. So again, if you're listening to this right now and you're feeling some challenge, or maybe it's feeling easy for you right now, whatever it is, like I love that it is what it is, right? Like it's okay. And I love,
Be
I love
okay
the
with
hot
it.
mess.
It doesn't mean we can't change it, right?
Right.
But just kind of lean into it a little bit and ask yourself why. Why is this a hot mess? Why is this? And then have fun with it. I think we get so serious, we forget to have
Yeah.
fun. We forget to look at life like a little kid would. And yeah, it just, I think the thing that came up when you were just speaking now is, and this has been on the forefront too for me, is it doesn't have to be hard.
Mhm.
You know, I have one of my coaching mentors, and I have so many, I can use all the help I can get. And I have my spiritual mentor, and I have my business mentor, and then obviously all my guides, and it's my guides and my intuition that I follow the most. And I remember one of them saying, "Well, you got to work hard. You got to get in there. You got to get into the trenches." And I just started laughing. I'm like, "Well, yeah, the old Deb, the old way of doing things was just like, get out of my way, not in a bad way, not in a mean or anything, nothing like that. But man, I would have that goal and I'd be like, out of my way, I'm getting there." And I just felt in my gut, right? And this is how some of you can feel this. I just felt in my gut, feel into your body what doesn't feel right. And at that moment, it was like, uh, my mama needs me right now. My little brother's in stage 4 kidney failure. He needs me right now. I am not going into this. My husband needs me right. I need me right now. I'm not going into this craziness of working 12, 13, 14 hours just to make this happen by this date. And what I did is I just fell into that. I was like, where did that not feel good? And I let it go. I gave it back to star mother, father energy, whatever works for you. Bring in your master guys, give it back to them to deal with. Sleep on it overnight, come back the next day, wake up with fresh eyes, and listen for the guidance. Write down the guidance, right, Abby? Journal about the guidance. Whatever comes through, or you see the signs or whatever. And in that heartbeat, one night, right? Sometimes it takes a night, sometimes it's instant, but a night to sleep on it, the next day, totally fresh eyes of Be You and Thrive came through in a completely different way of like, this is what people need right now to get to their heart and soul. So yeah, no force, no push, no hardness, just that beauty of feminine energy coming in and guidance and flow, and then take aligned action. And your energy is going to be so much higher at that point too, because you're excited, you're
Mhm.
thrilled instead of forcing and pushing. And there's no room for that anymore. I don't think, anyways. These are all my beliefs, by the way. Not, yeah. I don't want to force anything on anybody.
I love that you shared with me earlier, I think it was yesterday, just the word abundance, right? So when you're aligned with you and you're aware and in gratitude of all the abundance, it can actually come to you, right? It's an
Yeah.
awakening. Wake up to what's in you and then be aware of what's
Yeah.
around you and come into alignment, or let it come to you. You know that little yogi tea bag sometimes? I don't know if you ever get it, but it says what it what belongs to you shall come to you.
Yes. Yes, it's so true, right?
Mhm. Totally.
And I think it's there's so much perfection in nature,
Mhm.
you know. Like I'm a big garden girl. I love the more flowers, the more herbs. Hubby grows the veggies, and and we're very blessed. We live across the street from the beach. We can walk it every day. And but everybody has something. I don't care if it's a plant in your house or whatever. Just look at that for a moment. And I'm you're probably going, Deb, where are you going with this? But that is the abundance that I'm talking about. When you can connect with how perfect that is, and then you start to apply it to yourself, we're all coming from the same place, right? So if that flower is in perfection, you have that perfection within you. If the waves are pulling out, guess what? The waves pull out. Pretend like the wave came up onto the beach, right? Crashed up onto the beach with all its effort, all of its might. Well, where are you crashing right now, in your life? And then you pull back and it's kind of easy, right? And all the little sea treasures. You're talking about the treasure hunt, all the little seashells, all the beautiful rocks. We were looking for sea glass last night and make these little sea glass candles. Get creative. That's good too.
Cool.
But the waves are pulling back, the water's pulling back, and that's your easy time, right? And it's building energy during that time. So don't think because you're not doing anything that you're not actually doing. I think that's huge for a lot of people, that there is so many gifts in the stillness. And as that wave pulls back, that's where you're getting the energy from. So being in stillness and connecting to nature, this perfection, this stillness allows you to build your energy and raise your vibration. So guess what? So you have that perfect wave. So you have that perfect buildup, and then you crash down again. And it's just cycle. It's just a cycle. That's what the earth's going through right now. That's what we're all going through, but it's just so elevated in such a large way that the vibration is so high that change had to happen. Like there was no getting around it. And so it's happening on earth, and it's happening within all of us. So if you're feeling that right now, kind of lean into that shift. And I think, I don't know, the whole theme of this call is really uh, connecting with your heart to the gifts that already lie within, right? I mean, that's what I'm feeling anyways. That's why I just like it came through in such a big way.
Yeah. It's funny. So when I
What?
got home yesterday, I was on my run, remember? And I was like, do, do, do. And I was so doing exactly what you said. Like, I mean, the ocean, that's a practice I do a lot, but I was rooting to the earth. Like I was feeling harmony with the earth to heal me. Cause I woke up and I wondered if I like had something, like I just wasn't totally feeling myself. So I'm like,
I
okay,
remember you said that. Like,
yeah,
you're like, feel a little off,
a
like
little
things
off.
are weird. And
And
yeah, of course.
so I was like, for me, I'm like anti-medical everything. I'm very like hippie in the sense of everything's natural. So I'm like, I'm gonna run, get back in my body. And so the reason I'm telling you this is I went into harmony with the earth, like you're saying.
Yeah.
I literally felt my feet root down and I just connected in. You know, like I saw somebody's grass, and even that made me feel
Yeah.
more rooted.
Yeah.
So it's like if you can start to move in harmony with earth, not everything that's chaotic and going around in it, right? But the actual earth itself, connecting to the core of the earth. You know, I've been teaching that for years. And every time I go to the actual core of the earth, it's this golden, beautiful, like yellow light. Like it's pure love.
Yeah. And whatever
So,
you see is perfect, right?
but if there's, I know there's other things going on, you just go a little bit deeper to connect to the essence of the core of the earth, right? Which is all love.
Yeah.
So,
And it can happen instantly. And the beautiful thing about this is we're connecting with the light above as well, right? And bringing that into our heart. And then if we can keep that energy going into Mother Earth and bring her energy into your heart. So they're meeting, and we call this heaven on earth, right? Because I don't know how to even explain that feeling, Abby, that it's just something overcomes your body.
mhm.
And it's just so, I think that's, to me, is what bliss is. That moment of just that vibration across my whole entire body, and knowing at that moment, just right in that moment, everything's going to be okay, that I'm supported. And when you can bring those two energies together in your heart, and then guess what? Take that energy and expand it out. Expand it out. That's how you're going to shift. That's how you're going to shift what is going on in your life right now. That's how you're going to shift and connect with other people and start to make a difference in them, is by just sharing your heart. As simple as that is being of service.
Yeah.
It's just sharing your heart. And Abby and I were talking about, sorry,
No.
this just came to me. We were just talking about too, this new year, of those of you that are in business or really unveiling your purpose and really going, okay, there's something new out there for me. There's something different I'm meant to step into, whether it's making candles or I had this conversation with another friend and coworker that interviewed me, and making banana bread, for
I
your
just made
neighbor.
banana bread with chocolate.
Banana bread. Banana bread. Yeah, no, you don't even understand. The whole interview was me talking about banana bread. God only knows how that came up. But I had a girlfriend that made banana bread for one of our neighbors. And I said, oh, I'll make banana bread too. Well, it turned into this whole movement where she started getting everybody to make banana bread. And then it turned into do whatever it is that you do for your neighbor, for the people that are shut in and stuck in their homes. Do what you can. And it turned into this whole gorgeous movement. And so that was her purpose work and her mission. And where I was going with that is this whole collaboration thing. We do not have to do life on our own anymore. Even for those of us that are incredibly independent, are wanting to connect and use isn't a good word, but connect with other people's gifts. And so we're all showing up doing what we were meant to do, and we come together, and it's so beautiful, whether it's business or purpose or mission or service, it doesn't really matter. This whole collaboration, there's something really cohesive and beautiful about that. And I think that's going to come through in a big way in 2021.
So I'm wondering, would you be willing to guide us through a quick meditation, just closing our eyes and moving our awareness into our hearts to feel our purpose, and actually even to drop into our bellies, into that cool gut knowing, just to really give everybody an experience of what it feels like to be aligned to and connected with your purpose.
Yeah, you bet. Okay. Yeah, let's do this.
Game on.
So I'm going to close my eyes. And so I hope you don't mind if I do anything weird. It's out there. But I'm going to encourage all of you to close your eyes for a moment, Take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. In through your nose and out through your mouth. And one more time, big deep breath. Great. And what we're going to do is I'm going to call in, they're already here, but go ahead and call in your guides, your master teachers, your loved ones and guidance and angels from the light. And I'm going to call them in too. Great. And bring that light down the top of your head, your crown chakra, over your third eye, over your shoulders. Allow that light to settle in your heart and just expand, expand, expand. And allow that to go all the way down your body, down your colon. Beautiful. Just let it go, go, go. And allow that light, those roots, go from your perineum and your feet all the way down into Mother Earth. Breathe into that. Beautiful. Just breathe into that further. Allow it to go all the way down. Gorgeous. You feel that? Just allow it to go down. And now allow Mother Earth, Mother Gaia's energy. You'll know when you're there because you'll either feel something or see something in the center of Mother Earth. And I just see this gorgeous rose quartz. I feel that, and I'm going to send that energy to all of you. Gorgeous. Allow her energy to come back up through the roots of your feet and your perineum, up your colon, adjusting your chakras all the way up. And now what we're going to do is we're going to allow her energy and the guidance from above, from the universe, your angels, your master guides, to settle in your heart, in your higher heart. I'm just tapping on my thymus gland a little bit, which is your higher heart. And I'm just bringing that energy out to all of you at the moment. If you feel that, I'm just bringing you and aligning you into the now. Perfect. Now from this place, I really want you to think about what you want to be, do, or have in life. This higher guidance, this higher vision that is no longer coming from your head, but is coming from something within your heart. This guidance, this thing that you have wanted to step into, this place you've wanted to step into for so long, but you haven't allowed yourself to, for fear of what other people think, or what you can or should or couldn't do, or I have this or that. Don't worry about that. Put it all aside at the moment and just step into this bigger vision. What is it that you want to become, that you want to do, that you want to even have? Material things are not bad. Trust me, it's okay to surround yourself in beauty in whatever way feels best to you. Take a deep breath into that. Now I want you to peel back the layers to your heart. Anything that's standing in your way, anything that's holding you back, any old beliefs, any old imprinted guidance from loved ones that love you so much, that knew that they were doing the best that they could to help serve you. But you know that you can set that aside now and love them just purely from your heart. Go deeper, deeper, deeper. Now from this place, I want you to step into a deeper vision. What do you really want for yourself? Not just for yourself. How can you step into this and be the change maker of the world in your own way? Doesn't mean you have to go out and save the world. It could be one person that you're making banana bread for. Just step into that, feel that in your heart. Now, what does that look like for you? And embrace that part of you that has been wanting, longing to come out. This is what you were born to do. This is who you're born to be. It could be just being the best mom to your children and showing up with all your heart and love. It could be stepping into your purpose work in your business, and you know that it's time, that it's time, that it's time. And you're going to do it in a way that feels good to you, aligned with you. Now breathe into that. And I want you to just think, if I was to take the first aligned step, what would that be towards this? And the second aligned step, what would this be? And the third aligned step, what would this be? And after this call, I want you to journal around all of this. If I was to step into what I was born to be here on this earth, my full purpose of what God, goddess energy, star energy is coming through, wants for me, that is in total alignment of love in my heart, what would that be? And journal around that. And if there's anything that's holding you back from being, doing, or having any of that, write that down and let it go and give it to Mother Earth. And from there, start to step in alignment.
So beautiful, Dad. So good at this. It's like,
we're just surrounded by such beautiful energy. Honestly, there's so much for everybody. There's more than enough for everybody. No competition. Our call on our guides: clear yourself every day, with Archangel Zachiel, and protect yourself with Archangel Michael. As simple as that. Move about your day, and any hardships, give to them, and just take that next step. Yeah.
I love that starlight. So beautiful. And I want to invite everybody, if you're feeling moved, to connect with Deborah at connect DeborahLarson.com, right? Am I right? Is that your email?
Yeah, DeborahLarson.com, DeborahLarson is my website. And we're making some adjustments on there. So if there's anything that you're like, oh my gosh, I need this, I want this, just email us, or message us. But yeah, we have some beautiful gifts there too that'll help you step into your abundance. And we have some meditations and some of the things that I was talking about earlier, some of the exercises that help me go from this victim mode to stepping into this place of pure abundance, not just to manifest, but to show up as me and to allow my intuition to grow. I mean, Abby's known me for such a long time. I'm in such a different place now. I'm still Deb, but I'm in such a different place. And it's all from expansion of the heart and connecting to these energies and actually believing that they're here, that they're real for me. And I'm like, wow, they are, that I'm being guided. And there's a gorgeous gift on there. There's a bunch actually, but there's a gorgeous gift on there that's gratitude or abundance through gratitude. Sorry. Kind of tongue-tied after our little meditation. Abundance through gratitude kit, and there's exercises and meditations and my story, my deeper story. Now I have another one, and we have a group there too to help support you on your purpose-filled path, your mission. Wow. So I'd love to see you there.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I just invite, if you're feeling called to connect with her, just, connect at DeborahLarson.com, because I feel like you have such a gift for connecting with people, even one-on-one at the heart, to kind of go from there and just be guided into, what can serve. The other thing I want to offer is we have probably a little less than 10 minutes, but if anybody wants to call in to ask either Deb or I a question, you can call 858-692-4555. Again, that's 858-692-4555. If you have any questions, we're happy to answer. Let's see, Deb, is there anything else? Oh, the other thing I wanted to share is, one of the things about you is you're so grounded. So you've embodied the vibration. So I think that it's really important for us to understand that our bodies are our temples, so to speak, right? Like my mom has some classes on that now. Like it's so important to embody the energy, because you are that, you know what I'm saying? And so I think that I know that's why you've been so successful, is you've been able to embody that and make it really real for yourself and inspire, others to do the same.
Yeah, I think where the challenges come in is when the angst or the fears come in and we almost start to look at it like, this is what I was talking about earlier, outside, it's something outside of us happening to us.
Mhm.
But when we can embody that energy and ground it into here, something happens with this peaceful harmony of like, I got this. And it's not just me anymore. I'm surrounded by so much, even if you can't see it, that you can embody that and embrace that and breathe into that, get that breath going again. It's the simple things that will help you do that: the water, the breath, the grounding, and then you can tap into the universe and the spirit. But I think we forget sometimes about rooting and grounding ourselves,
Mhm.
uh, to the point that it brings this peace to you. And I don't know how else to explain that. It's just like this calm. It's like you're in the eye of the storm, right? Like all this stuff could be going on around you. And it's like, okay, well,
Mhm.
let it, if they want to be part of the chaos, and even if you do, do it for a moment and then pull back out of it. So I don't
Yeah,
know if you want
it's, I
to.
mean,
It's
well,
going to happen though, right? I mean, this is reality. I don't, so that is something else that I want to talk about. As woo woo as Abby and I are,
no, we're practical.
I am practical too, though. So here's the thing: is as much as I connect to the universe, and I don't, and it is not just this God goddess energy. It's a star mother. It's Jesus. It's my masters. Mother Mary. It's Lord Metatron. I mean, I'm bringing in all of it because I need that. All my babies that I lost. Those are all little angels that guide me every single day. And so that's where I get my strength from. But and as good as living up here feels, because trust me, there are many days that I want to just stay up there. Um, you got to bring that energy. I mean, you don't have to do anything, but I really encourage you to bring that energy into the now, into this aligned. And if you go back and re-listen to this, I actually helped align where you are right now into the now, because this is the moment that you really want to pay attention to. It's when you get too far in the future, even if we look in the big vision, we want to bring it into the now. If we get too far in the future, if we got this angst and this fear going, we're too far in the past, then we're kind of regurgitating stuff that no longer serves us, that needs to be not even healed because you're perfect. It just, peel back that layer and go, you know what, that's no longer serving me, and bring it back to now. And that's where the grounding comes in, is bringing that into right now.
Mhm. I love that. And
Yeah.
from that place, I think you can create so much more powerfully, right? Because you're aligned, you can create from that foundation of love, be inspired to be more of who you are, and take that, action that feels really good. That
Yeah.
really is the sign you're following your intuition when the action feels good.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to give out that phone number again, if anybody wants to ask about purpose or intention,
Um,
any challenges that are coming up, and how to deal with that. I'm happy to answer that. It doesn't have to be just about business, but your service and your gifts here on earth. Happy to answer those too.
Yeah,
Um,
give out the phone number. I also want to invite you to connect with Deborah personally, because we actually do have to wrap up in a few minutes. But the number is 858-692-4555. And of course, Deborah's here. I have a feeling that people might want to reach out to you, Deb,
that's
because
fine.
you
Yeah.
can have that personal attention, and then you can guide them through, any of your programs or services, whatever feels right.
If they go on my website, they will actually not just get a gift, but if they pay attention to the emails, they'll have a link that they can connect with me personally on my calendar. So I only give that out to very special people, and so we'll do that. Yeah, for here. Yeah, absolutely, and it's beautiful. So I'll make sure everybody gets that too. that signs
Cool.
up for that. But they got to sign up for that in order to get, because I'm going to put in an email to them. So you bet, happy to do that. How fun.
Oh, thanks so much, Deb. It's so fun. Is there anything else you want to just leave the audience with for today? Something they can think about, or a mantra, or just, any parting words from your heart to ours?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. As challenging as times can be, or um, heartaches, or anything that you come up with, and like, just know that you can bring it back into the now and lean into that pain a little bit, but start to pop out of it by just going, okay, I got this, and it's not just me. We can connect and co-create with other people and open up to this new way of being, doing, and having to fully step into your purpose, to what you are being guided here on earth to do, because this is your life. And it's time to wake up and to shift into this new place that serves you. And a lot of that will be from peeling away and um, letting go of the energy that no longer serves you.
Yeah.
So, and if you want to be guided in that way a little bit more, like I said, like Abby said, you can connect with me, and we actually have a group that'll help you with that too. So
Mm,
yeah,
awesome.
thank
Sweet.
you. Thank you to all of you, but
You're
special
welcome.
thanks to Abby. You're so beautiful. And I appreciate this time and this space. It's just absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're gorgeous too. I love you.
Mhm.
So, all right, everyone, enjoy your week, and we will see you next Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.